I did not plan to get my teaching credential after college graduation. Both of my parents were in education, my mom a high school teacher, and my dad the director of special ed. I worked in his special ed office during breaks from college and enjoyed working in an office. However, after graduation, I planned to enter the medical field in a year or two, maximum. I needed a break from graduating from UC Santa Cruz with my degree in molecular cellular developmental biology. I needed time to send out applications to medical school. Once I graduated, I moved back home to Hemet in order to do this. I saw how a special ed office functioned and how important it was to keep students happy. Here, I desperately wanted to help students. I wanted to make a meaningful difference in children's lives. I was a special needs aide for a year. I had built up a reputation as a hard-working substitute for Hemet Unified School District. I had also built up a reputation as an effective teacher. I put my long-term goals of entering the medical field on hold since I was earning a pretty good paycheck. I started working full-time at a high school, teaching CASI prep classes. Students were pulled from an elective class and given intensive CASI review for 3 to 4 weeks. I became the CASI coordinator and taught the CASI prep math classes. I earned as much as a first-year teacher and sometimes more due to the extra hours and extra pay I got. I set aside medical school. I set aside all other career options other than teaching. Due to budget cuts, the CASI grant was not renewed for the 2009-2010 school year, and I was out of a job. The assistant principal I worked with was an adjunct instructor at Azusa Pacific Marietta. He told me about the single subject program. I quickly enrolled at APU Marietta and intended to only get the credential in the beginning. It was later I decided to go and get my master's as well as my single subject credential. In 2009-2010, I was a contracted science teacher at a middle school in a lower income area. Being in the APU program allowed me to work as an intern and under contract. I had high recommendation letters from various principals. As long as I was enrolled in a credential program, I was able to have a contract. I taught 7th grade life science, 8th grade physical science, and 8th grade U.S. history. My contract was not renewed due to budget cuts, and I found myself on the substitute list once again. However, it was here that I found my true calling in life, and it was to be a teacher. Teaching became natural to me. When I began my single subject credential program in 2009, I was very naive as to how difficult and time-consuming the program would be. I enrolled in the fall of 2009 and expected to be finished with a credential in a year. I was wrong. The budget crisis soon went into effect, and I saw many teachers, including myself, getting laid off. It was a lot of hard work to get this far, but it only makes getting my master's degree and my credential even more special. I decided to continue my education and enroll in the master's degree combined program. I enjoyed learning and being a student at APU. I figured the master's degree would give me the tools I needed to be a better teacher, and it would give me something I could be proud of to hang on the wall. It also would help me move up on the pay scale. I am so thankful God led me on my journey to complete my master's at Azusa Pacific. God has worked many miracles in my life, and I rely on Him today more than ever. Through my life experiences, it's imperative for me to have a connection with God in order to sustain my happy and healthy lifestyle. A few years back, I became disconnected with God and was unhappy, impatient, and discontent with my life. Once I turned to God and asked for help, I was able to hand everything over to Him. I know now that God will take care of me and has a path for me. Through the process of reasoning, I ask that His will be done and not my own. I no longer stress over things that are out of my control. I can only control my own behavior and nobody else's. I am very blessed to have this kind of connection with God today. My spirituality allows me to be a compassionate individual, and this carries over into the classroom. My students know I will go above and beyond to help them succeed. I genuinely care about all of my students and want them to not only succeed in my class, but in life as well. It is my hope that other students will have the same wonderful experience I had attaining my master's degree at Azusa Pacific University. Thanks, Azusa.